All right, folks, we just finished with part one. Now let's start with part two. We're at station 5. So we're talking about types of conclusions here. So, if possible, making a conclusion from the given true statements. What reasoning did you use? Okay, here's what we have. We have that according to this, all good football players are strong. Marcus is a good football player. Well, since Marcus is a good football player and all good football players are strong, therefore, conclusion is Marcus is strong. Okay, basically, the second statement matches the first part of the first statement, and the reasoning behind that is the law of attachment. So Marcus is strong because of the law of attachment. All right. Next one. If you do not study, you will not pass the class. If you do not pass the class, you will not be able to participate in the extracurricular activities. Well, let's look at this. If you look, the conclusion of the first statement matches the hypothesis of the second. So since these two match, they basically cancel each other out. So basically the conclusion is if you do not study, then you will not be able to participate in the extracurricular activities. And the reasoning behind that is, and I'm going to highlight this, is the law of syllogism. Because basically, this conclusion cancels out hypothesis, so we put what's left together. I took this, and I put it with that, and it's all that stuff right there. There you go. All right. Now, the next one, you probably will have something like this on the test. How can you combine the following statements as a biconditional? Well, first of all, we got to see if both the statements are true. If today is Thursday, then tomorrow is Friday. That's a true statement. If tomorrow is Friday, then today is Thursday. That's a true statement. Then we take out the words if and then and say today is Thursday if and only if, I put IFF in place of if and only if, tomorrow is Friday. And I could have done the same thing with the converse. I could have said tomorrow is Friday if and only if today is Thursday. It's still going to work either way. All right. That's that. Make sure if you have questions on any of this, feel free to email me and I'll be happy to discuss it with you. All right. The proof station. All right. Now, proofs are always done differently. So, I mean, it's, you may go about it a different way than your neighbor or whatever. You may go about it a different way than I do. But I'll at least get you started with this. All right. Let's start with the first one. We're given that 3x minus 4 equals 14. That's our given. And we're trying to determine the value of x. We're trying to prove that x equals 6. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the 4. How do we get rid of the 4? By adding 4 on both sides. Well, what is it when we add 4 on both sides? That is the addition property of equality. All right, that's the addition property of equality. Then I simplify the terms. I go left with 3x equals 18. That just simplify. Okay, mathematically, how would you determine the value of x? You divide by 3. So 3x, I'm going to use a different, I'm going to go back to using black because I don't think you could see that as well. So I'm going to just go 3x divided by 3 equals 18 divided by 3. And that is an example of the division property of equality. And then x equals 6. When you're done, that's simplified. Okay. You'll notice we didn't use steps 6, 7, or 8. That's okay. Sometimes you use all steps. Sometimes you may use more than what you have. Sometimes you may use less than what you have. That's okay. I try to give you as many spaces as possible. But you know how to do the algebra here. All you got to do is give it reason. That's all we're doing here is just giving this reason. And let's look at the last one. All right. So we are given that the measure of angle BAD, which is this angle right here, is congruent to the measure of angle CDE, which is this angle right there. You have a diagram, use it. Use it to help you. And that's our given. Well, we're also given that the measure, and this should say the measure, put a little m in front, put a little m in front, and that's also given. It doesn't state it word-wise, but it states in the diagram. So long as it states it in a diagram, it's still part of the given. So make sure you state that. Okay, now, I know some of you are thinking, all we got to do is put these two equal. We can't do that yet. We're given that the angles are congruent. Well, we got to first state that their measures are equal. So I got to first state that the measure of angle measure of angle BAD equals the measure of angle CDE. Remember, I'm given that the angles are congruent, but I have to state that their measures are equal. Let me say that again. I'm given that the angles are congruent, but I have to state that the angles have equal measures. So that is by definition of congruence. So definition of congruence. Then, once I do that, I could substitute those in. So that'll be 11x plus 20 equals 12x plus 15. And that's my substitution. All right. Then, from this point on, it's algebra. So I'm going to take 11x minus 11x plus 20 equals 12x minus 11x plus 15, and that is by the substitute or the subtraction property of equality. And then that gives me 20 equals x plus 15, and that is simplified. And remember, I'm trying to prove that x equals 5. So I subtract 5, so I get 20 equals, I forgot to write down something important. I forgot to write down minus 15. 20 minus 15 equals x plus 15 minus 15. And that is also the subtraction property of equality. And then, once I do that, I get 5 equals x, and that is by simplify. Well, as you know, we don't like when a number's in front of the variable like this. So we fix it. How do we fix it? Symmetric property. So statement number 9, x equals 5, and that is by the symmetric property. I know some people are thinking, do we have to state that? Yes. Yes, you do. Don't forget it. Just remember that. All right. So that's all I have from you for the test review. We'll be talking about some of the stuff in class, and your test will be the week of September the 21st. So more details will be coming later, but I'm going to go ahead and post this on Canvas so you can have it. So if you have any questions, be sure to email me. Good luck.